Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are fine and doing well. I'm your social studies teacher, Ms. Nausheen Reddy, with you with a new lesson today. The topic of our new lesson is Economy and Human Resources. In this lesson, we are going to study the link between population studies and economic development, the economic activities and its components, what are the factors that affect the human resource development, human development and its relationship to economic development. What is the link between the two? Oman's strategies to develop human resources. What is Oman doing in this regard? Diversified areas of human development or different areas of human development. What are they? The pillars of Oman's economy. The future vision of Oman's economy 2020 and Oman's strategy of economic diversification. Let's begin with our lesson. First of all, we will see that what is the link between population studies and economic development. Population study is an integral part of the economic development process. Why? Because it's based on the fact that is in successful development planning requires full data of population condition within the state and population changes and trends because the relationship is mutually beneficial between population and economic variables. Population data is necessary to acquire to plan economically for a nation. Population studies is very important because if the country comes to know how much population is there, the the plans and strategies to fulfill their needs will be made by the assessment of the population needs. So that's why population studies are an integral part of economic development process of a country. Economic activities and its components. What are the economic activities and their components? Economy is a set of activities, you know, that the population engages in. What is economy? If you'll say that these are the economic activities: selling, buying, trading, doing business, in order to maintain the material return. We will gain the material return like in shape of money, in shape of assets. These activities are agriculture, industry, trade, transportation and services. Economic activity depends on resources that are categorized into two things, two components, two parts: natural resources and human resources. Natural resources, these are available in the environment and people work to exploit them. For example, we have resources like agriculture. We can cultivate the land and then we can grow the crops and we get the that from the land. Then we have resources like iron, copper, different type of metals in the earth, which we extract from the earth and we use as uh, as per our needs. So these are the natural resources that we use from our earth, from our territory, from our land. And like gas and oil, these are all natural resources. Human resources, on the other hand, these are present in people in shape of their intelligence. People, their intelligence, their capabilities, skills, experience, availability of economic resources depends on that which greatly affect population growth. Their level of education, their skills, their capabilities, these are all weighted or assessed in the human resource. You'll say that a country has these human resource assets. Human resource is also an asset for a country because these human resources work for the betterment of the economy of a country by using their capabilities, skills, and expertise. So these two components are necessary for economic development. Okay, human resources. It is the size of a country's population. All the population of a country is considered a human resource for a country, and a large number of them constitute the workforce, which in turn is the source of income. They work to produce, to develop the country, and they get the income which they take home as their salaries or wages. So it's a mutually beneficial process where country needs the human resources to grow its economy, and as well human resources needs the countries their contribution in economic development. Human resources are among the most important economic resources that should be taken care of. The more a person raises himself scientifically, technically, and skillfully, the better his income return to be. The more the person is qualified in science, technology, and different areas, the better job he will get or she will get, and she can earn better living. She can put much more effort into the economic development process of a country. Countries have endeavored to provide all potential investment human resources. So they, train, skill, and assess their human resources, and then they want them to be, more qualified, and they want them to be at the verge of excellence. So they will excel in all fields. The more they are qualified, the more development process, more development, economic development it will happen. They will able to contribute more, and the economy and the country will progress more by the help of their abilities, skills, and their specialties which they use in doing their job. Workforce. Workforce, it is a total population of working group, whether they are working or looking for work. Workforce is actually total population which of working group. So whether they are working or not working, but they are called workforce. Whether they are looking for job. Factors affecting the human resources. What are the factors which affect the human resources? Now we are going to discuss that. Human resources are affected by several factors, including the income level. Income level is related to the reality of production in the various economic sectors. If the production is at high levels, the value of GDP increases, and this is reflected positively on the level of individuals' income and vice versa. Income level is related to the reality of production. If a country is producing more and more goods, and their industrial sector is booming, and other sectors are booming where the workforce is needed, so it will the production is going high, like in the case of China, where they are producing bulk of goods in bulk quantity, many goods in bulk quantity. So there, the economy will flourish, and as well, when the economy flourish, the workforce flourish, income level increases, and the GDP, the revenue, and the GDP, the contribution, the GDP increases as well, because the buying and selling and trade and business is flourishing. So it will increase and strengthen the economy of a country, and this is reflected positively on the level of individual. If the country will grow, the company will grow, the industry will grow, ultimately the country will grow, and the benefit will be the benefit will be gained by the employee, by the workforce. Urbanization. Urbanization is also a very helpful phenomenon, in that it means transforming the residents of a certain area from the countryside or the desert to urban life. Urban life is a fast life which has all the facilities available, and this make the economic development faster and gain pace, and taking aspects of civil life in terms of making use of his services, the services available there. Like in urban life, we have transportation services, excellent round, like planes, aeroplanes, and we have fast transportation services. We have bus services available. We have subways. We have a whole network, a road network is there. So infrastructure is very strong for us, for our country to grow. So that's why urbanization is very important for transforming a country, or towards the progress of a country, because the urbanizations facilitate the economic development by providing all the necessary means, all the necessary services that a country require, that a place require, in order to do commercial activities, which helps the economy in recovery. Urbanization, whether it is a lifestyle or providing services, contributes to stability, and thus increases or improves the level of production. So urbanization helps to increase the level of production, because you have an extensive road network. You can easily get from one place to another. The economic activities can be facilitate more better, and they will the buying and selling and trade and business will done easily by the basic necessities and facilities which are provided in a urban city, in a city. So that's why urbanization is important as well. Human development relationship to economic development. Now we will see that what is the relationship of human development for to economic development of a country. Human development helps the individual to develop his capabilities and provide him opportunities and options to perform his work better. In order to develop the national economy, which is reflected positively on the individual's standard of living, in a way that guarantees him in the right to educate and work. So, in the human development process, an individual develop his capabilities by gaining knowledge, by gaining expertise, and by by getting education, by getting himself educated, providing him opportunities and options to perform his work better. And this will all reflect his specialty, his education, skills, and capabilities will reflect in his work. So it will give him options to perform his work better in order to develop the national economy. And as a result, when an individual will contribute 100% his skills and capabilities in any job, the national economy, the output will be more and the national economy will grow, which is reflected positively on the individual, and he will or she will get the the material gain. So individual standard of living will increase. His maybe his or her salary will increase. They will get bonuses, like they will get appreciations of different incentives because of their work, excellent work in the and excellent contribution in the development of an economy or a company. When a company grow, the economy of a country grow, and when the economy grow, the return will be mutual. The benefit will be mutual as far as the country, as far as the workforce, in a way that guarantees him the right to education and work. Oman strategies to develop human resources. Now we will see what are the Oman strategies. What is Oman doing to develop its human resources? The Sultanate of Oman is working hard to develop its human resources in order to achieve the following goals. Number one, developing the administrative, technical, and financial capabilities of Omanis, because administrative, technical, and financial capabilities are very necessary to run the system of a country. Administrative skills should be there. Technical skills, which is technological development, is linked to the technical skills. Increasing their relationship and competence with the global economy. Now the workforce is it should match the international standard, because the competencies should be there to grow accordingly, accordingly with the world pace, and accordingly with the world, where the world is going, the one up has to come up to that standard level. Encouraging and directing the of self employment, direction of self employment and individuals establishment through schools curricula. Yeah, in schools curriculum, in education, they are emphasizing on development, you know personal or child development, or their skills, enhancing their skills, polishing their skills, providing them capabilities, critical thinking, and stuff like that, which will help them in their professional life ahead. Supporting program that aims to promote and spread youth activities. Youth are, one wants to know to indulge, and to actually make youth more active in the society, so they will understand what are the problems, what are the strengths and weaknesses of a society, and they will work toward the betterment of it. Supporting programs that aims to promote and the spread of youth activities. Then they are giving culture and heritage special attention. So the roots and the and the culture and the heritage and their Islamic norms will be inculcated or instilled in the Omani youth, increasing the number of those admitted to higher education institutions, and they're providing them excellent opportunities to grow and educate, to do specialization in different fields, and work to develop and spread education and to spread education. So the Omani workforce will not lag behind in any component or anything. Studies conducted by the United Nations. This is for your knowledge. On developing countries, studies conducted by the UN on developing countries indicate that whenever adults obtain more than 3.5 years of education, domestic production increases by 5.5% per year. See, so it is directly linked to the education and domestic production increase. Why? Because educated people, when the more education is there, people contribute more, and that the country's economic growth rate increases by 39% if the average education increases at the rate of 6 years. So it is how the development is directly really linked to the education of a country. Okay, education. Diversified or different areas of human development. So number one is education. As you know, education is the key factor in deciding a country's fate and economic prosperity. In addition to the scientific and technical progress, the education level of the population is an important pillar in building the economic strength of a state. And educational experiences at the present time have become of great importance from the mere numbers of people able to work. There is a strong relationship between the level of education of the population and the rate of the country's GDP. Just in the case of UN, I have described you that GDP, the rate of country's GDP will increase gross domestic product. Why? Because the literacy rate will be more a strong literacy rate will be there. Then it means that the number of skilled and number of educated workforce is there, so they can are a main catalyst in the development of a country. Countries spend huge amounts of their national income to develop research and experiments and to follow scientific development. So the last expenditure and budget is concise, is actually fixed for the educational development, and many of the developed countries have put the basic development, basic education free, because they want every child to get educated, because education is the backbone of a country. If the literacy rate is higher, that means that you are going to progress, and that means that the number of educated people will work in the areas to develop not only themselves but their country as well, by providing different kind of by engaging in small and medium, maybe in small and medium enterprises, by engaging in businesses. If there are jobs, unemployment is there, they can go for the business because they are educated. So in one way or another, these educated and literate people will help in growth of a country. Then comes the training. Means the organized and planned effort to provide the manpower in the organization and specific knowledge to improve and develop its skills and capabilities and to change its behavior and directions positively and constructively. An organization cannot achieve its aim and objective if the workforce is incapable, and it's not planned accordingly. It's not trained accordingly. So, to grow for an organization, it's an essential thing that the employee or the workforce will grow with the organization as well. This helps to improve the quality of life for the individual and raise his productivity. Training is of great importance in our current age due to the rapid development taking place in all fields. Hence, we find that countries seek to provide various training programs to keep pace with the development that the world is going through. If the companies won't provide these training to their employees will lack in the development, in progress, and hence, because their work is directly linked to their employees, they will be also lag behind in development and progress. So countries, because of the rapid change in technological advancement, rapid change in technology, day by day new technologies, new programs are coming, which the company needs to teach to their employees to grow them in each and every area, to get them acquainted with the coming new technology, and to adopt this technology as to be on the pace of the development with the international scenario or scene, business scene the world is going through, and to meet the needs of the local market. So they want to develop the workforce that is actually to meet the needs of the local market as well as the international market. Now, health. The concern for human life. If the health of a employee or workforce is not good, nothing can be achieved. Likewise, you have this pandemic which is going right now in the world over. You see that how health is related with the economic development. That if the people are facing this disease, so now lockdown is there and the world is suffering, and because of that, all the economic activities are at halt. And because the people are there, people are the basic components of our economy, workforce, which work and produce, and when there is production there is growth. But now, because people cannot go outside because of their health issues and this disease which has spread. So this is a current example of how health is related to the economic development. That people are many industrialized and developed countries are spending a large amount of their budget to actually cure their people or to save their people, and they are facing very difficult time right now, because all of their other budget they have to cut the budget and keep spending on the health. The concern for human life, mental and physical health affects its production. So this is affecting their production also, because people are not working. On the other hand, they are sick, and states need to provide them all the health facilities. And they have to provide money for them to do. So this health is very much related to the economic development. The status of health of an individual is directly reflected on the economic growth of the state. Though the impact of this on productivity, as health gives the individual the ability to make greater effort and achieve progress within a short period. So if the great healthy, people will be healthy, and there is no contagious diseases, or there is no pandemics like this which world is going through right now. So the as a result, the economy will grow because people will be able to work freely. They can able to move freely, like contrary to the position we are in right now. So we can, this is a practical example. This pandemic which is going on in this world right now is the practical example that how this uh, you know health component or health affects the sector health sector affects the lives of the people, and the especially economy of a country is how it affects the economy of a country. Now comes the food. There is no doubt that good food, affects the individual's accomplishment of his work. Good food makes him healthy. An individual, workforce, we need our health to work. If we won't be healthy, we cannot work. Just like that. So food is very important. What we are putting into our bodies, what we are eating. So food is directly linked to economic development also. At the same time, the economic aspect and degree of its progress in the country are the factors affecting the individual nutritional level. If our jobs are stressed, so much stressed and overloaded jobs are there, we are not the workforce is not able to eat properly and not able to take care of their bodies properly, and it will also weaken the economy, because the workforce will be sick, or will be facing lack of strength or weakness, and it will also affect the economy of the, because workforce is needed to work in an economy of a country to develop and to gain benefit for himself and for the country. The pillars of the Oman's economy. Now we will see the pillars. What are the pillars of Oman's economy? The Sultanate is diversifying sources of income. But previously, Sultanate was only focusing on one sector, which is oil sector. Now they are looking for diversified ways to improve the income and to be less dependent on oil sector. By entry of multiple industries and sectors into the economic fields, the annual growth rate of the GDP in the Sultanate increased to 6.9 in the year 2003. So because they want to have a now diversified economic system which comprises many areas and fields with other areas other than oil, other than dependence on only oil sector. Among the other reasons that led to this is the increase in oil prices also. Oil also contributed a little because the prices increased in the year 2003, that helped in increasing per capita gross national income. in the year 2003 to 3,430. Per capita income, gross national income increased in the interest of the Sultanate to improve the standard of living per capita income. Okay, GDP by economic activity of the year 2003. Relative importance is what? Agriculture and fish. Agriculture and fish comprises 6.9%. Then mines and quarry comprises C 41.5. It's the hugest. It's the largest percentage. Manufacturing comprises this one 8.3. Construction, on the other hand, was 2.3. Largest was, if you'll see, it was in mining and quarrying, and the second largest is in defense sector. Yeah, public administration. Also, so these sectors grew rapidly in the year 2003. Transfer, shortage, and communication. Storage and communications transfer 6.9% increases in there. Well, this is a pie chart of a brief overlook on the year 2000. A future vision of Oman's economy 2020. The first development strategy was developed in the Sultanate during the period 1970 to 1995, during which the Sultanate was able to lay the foundations for the economic and social transformation. During this period from 1970 to 1995, the first development strategy was made, in which that paved the way for economic and social transformation, getting a clear future vision. The first development strategy, okay, clear future vision, setting a clear future vision with specific features for the launch towards the 21st century, in which the Omani economy can transform to a diversified economy. That's I was saying that they were cutting oil and they were focusing on other sector like services sector, like agriculture sector, like industries, which leads to manufacturing, which leads to sustainable development and the rise of the standard of living of the citizens. This will be achieved by spending more on non-oil resources, supporting private initiatives, small and medium enterprises, small businesses should be supported and are to be supported, focusing on, and they are supporting right now, small and medium enterprises, focusing on national employment. Employment humanization is increasing day by day. They have set humanization to 90% and 50% in private public sector, and private sector 50% and public sector 90%, investing in renewable resources investment, which will actually ease, which will bring ease, and no won't be any pressure on the resources. Then the future vision of the Oman's economy, the most important goals of the future vision are economic diversification, first of all, developing the private sector, raising savings and investment rates, developing human resources by all means, by educating them, training them, providing them facilities, and providing them the specializations and work and courses, and different type of technical training, improving the performance of the labor market by providing and them technological advancement, and strengthening Oman's economic relations with the outside world and integrating them into the international economy. Yeah, to see and adopt the role models of the successful countries and integrating those strategies, adopting those strategies in case of Oman, and applying here in the Oman's for the benefit of the Oman economy. In the future vision of the Oman economy, the targets are multiply sources of income instead of dependency on oil sector, multiplication of sources of income like manufacturing and service oriented, fast moving consumer goods, and anything you can transportation, technology, and communication. All sectors are being focused now. Diversified production base that relies mainly on renewable resources, characterized by high efficiency. For that, wind turbines are huge projects for solar. Like we have, Oman has started, the uh, uh, the exploration of oil exploration done by with the help of solar energy. So these are the ways which are non-exhaustible ways, and these are the ways which will help Oman in developing a long-term strategy, long-term benefits, encouraging the private sector and individual initiatives. In the long-term development strategy provided by the state in 1975, it stated completing the foundation of a free national economy based on private sector's activity on the basis of free competition. So Oman wants to develop, a free national economy, and based on a private sector activity, which the private sector will be more engaged in the free economy based on a free competition. The development of the private sector during the past years can be traced from several aspects. What are the development? The number and quality of establishments increased. The sector contribution to GDP is also increased. The private sectors contribution to local investment is increasing day by day. The sectors contribute, the local sector or private sector contribution in operating the workforce. The more and more workforce is being hired by from Oman, like Omanization is going on. So these sectors, they are working extensively and they are improving gradually day by day. Okay, Oman's strategy for economic diversification reached, establishment number of establishment 2003 has reached this much. 27.4 Omani workforce percentage was Omani workforce was working private limited in private sector. Private sector's contribution to local investment and capital formation is third. One third. Government sector contribution to local investment and capital formation is two third. One third private sector is contributing in the revenue generation, and in the country's revenue is one third, and government sector is two third. Capital does not exceed 25,000 Omani Riyal, 65.1% in the year 2003. This is a review of year 2003. And 32.5% of these institutions are owned by individual ownership, and the share of the joint stock companies only reached 5.2%. So 32.5% of institutions are from private sector individual ownership, by individual ownership. And capital, these companies in capital were actually working with the small capital like 25,000 Omani Riyal, that is 65.1%. Okay, what are the sectors if we compare two years like 1999 and 2000? In oil, 37.3%, and you know basic economic sectors according to the future vision is 9.0% now. Gas was 1.1 and it now increased 10.0%. Their contribution. Agriculture and fish contribution is now was 2.6%. Now it is 5.1% in 2020. Manufacturing also grew to 4 to 15%. See how drastic change is there in the manufacturing sector. In trade also 11 to 16% is there. So in trade, manufacturing and agriculture and gas, other than oil sector, oil reduced to 30 from 37 to 9%. And this is a good thing, because each and other all other sectors, if the all sectors will grow, then only the Omani population will grow as well. Because we cannot rely in this world economy, we cannot rely on only oil or one sector. We have to be be we have to be balanced in our approach towards the development, so our mankind, our manpower workforce will develop as well along with all these sectors, because not everybody works in the oil field. Gas, agriculture, fish, manufacturing, trade, and services oriented, these sectors also are very important. Thank you for being with me. We have studied extensively. We looked into the Oman's strategies, plans, and what they have done in this regard for workforce development, and what is the link between economy and human development. I hope you understand well and you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you for being with me. I'll be soon with the next lesson with you.